moment is Conor Gallagher. So Fernandes, and this time it's Darrow Shea to stop the latest attack from Chelsea.
What a game Muric has had. I mean, the Burnley keeper, I mean, he's had so much to do, but he has answered a lot of questions here for me. It's some brilliant saves.
And a £3 million signing from Manchester City a couple of years ago. He's had some loans abroad in his time.
It is really rash from Vitinha, isn't it? Allows Mudryk to get in behind him. Good footwork from him, but that man in the right place at the right time. He's made some really good blocks in this game.
6'5" goalkeeper Muric, theory being that he was off the bench. James Trafford perhaps just feeling the pressure, having conceded a fair few goals starting off the bench. James Trafford perhaps just feeling the pressure, having conceded a fair few goals starting every game, the first 28. Muric though cementing his place. He may be called upon here again. Gusto, nice touch from him. Caicedo, Madueke the substitute. Jackson. Well played Charlie Taylor, who's done well since. Fernandes. Looking for Jackson. Didn't fall kindly for him. Madueke. Caicedo. Mudryk's calling for it. He's always been available in this game.
I mean, he's been brilliant in terms of the running aspect, being direct in behind, just like that chance a moment ago. But when he sets up to shoot, he just looks a little bit hurried and a little bit snatchy. When he addresses the ball, he's not striking it particularly cleanly.
Recently maligned Raheem Sterling is available off the bench. Be interesting to see what sort of reaction there is were he to be brought on in the second half, with Chelsea needing something.
I think it's interesting that Madueke's come on 1-0 up against 10 men at home. But Madueke probably, well, is in fact in better form than Raheem Sterling, which is why he's on the pitch.
And VAR, we're having a look at that to see if there's anything untoward red card wise, but Brooks deeming that to be accidental. Two players just coming together. We do get to hear from VAR in our feed, which is very handy to know what the thinking is. You may or may not agree with some of the decisions, but at least it's good to be able to explain them.
%81% in the second half. Burnley with the one goal.
Could have been two, couldn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. They've had the two busier of the two, but whenever Petrovic has been called into action, he really has answered.
Mudryk robbed of the ball by Berger, awarded the free kick. Well, Burnley have won here before in the Premier League, just the once. It was on the opening day of the season in August 2017 when Antonio Conte was in charge of Chelsea. Perhaps they may not have expected one of the founder members of the Football League, a club with great history. And before the Roman Abramovich era, Burnley had won double the number of English League titles than Chelsea had won.
Yeah, and that Burnley team you mentioned there, that were 3-0 up at the start of that season with Antonio Conte in charge, was a very
that's not quite the clearance that Disassi was after. Nice forwards from O'Shea, and now away by Fernandez. Now, what about the space for Mudryk to run into? He's constantly looking for the outball, and he finds Jackson. Now, what about the movement? Madueke, he's full of confidence, but it's straight at Muric this time.
Well, I thought he was lining up to hit that first time here. Another break from Mudryk, who's certainly got the legs. Ball comes inside, and just here the weight. Pretty comfortable for Muric in the end.
And Lyle Foster, who's starting his first game in almost 2 months, and Lyle Foster, who's starting his first game in almost 2 months, and could have put. He scored inside 14 seconds in international, and he probably doesn't want to look too closely at Mykhailo Mudryk after his Iceland side had gone a goal up in the playoff final for a place at the Euros in midweek against Ukraine. This being a very different challenge today. 10 men of Burnley. This being a very different challenge today. 10 men of Burnley looking to stand firm. And they have some fresh legs. Here's Disassi. Chelsea looking to break down this really hard-working Burnley side. Gusto with the ball in. Jackson. I have to give a lot of credit, Matthew Upson, especially you as a former central defender.
The fact is coming across and just anticipating that space. They're getting blocks in, but they're now in that position where they're just getting people around, and you want your two midfield players not to stray too far. You know, it really is that kind of siege mentality.
Disassi. It's a really poor ball, looking for Jackson. You can hear the rumblings of discontent around Stamford Bridge.
20 minutes or so. With a bit of added on time, I'm sure, for Chelsea. Because if they don't win this game after the situation they were in, there's only going to be a negative feel. And, well, they're probably in the best points acquiring form of the season, aren't they? I would say, if they were to get.
Although they'll still look back at the West Ham game and feel frustrated they let slip a 2-goal lead. Although they'll still look back at the West Ham game and feel frustrated they let slip a 2-goal lead. Can only control what lies in front of them, and at the moment it's 11 players of Chelsea. Here's Madueke, here's Gusto. Oh, it's a good early ball for Jackson!